So the current big thing going is the Mega Millions lottery. It says it's a $1.35 billion payout, but that's actually a lie. The real value is here, this $659 million payout. So how do you get from $659 million to a $1.35 billion payout? Well, what the $1.35 billion is known as the annuity value. That is the sum of all the payments they will pay you if you don't want your money right now. If you want your money right now, it's $659.5 million. So how do you get between these two numbers? And that is, well, there is a discount rate applied to this $1.35 billion that gets us to the $659.5 million. And what is the rate that they are using? Well, in order to find out, you go into how to play and it says, what's the difference between the cash value and the annuity value? And it tells you that the annuity is paid out as one immediate payment followed by 29 annual payments. Each payment is 5% bigger than the previous one, so we've got a growing annuity. They next say that for a typical jackpot of $100 million, the initial payment would be about $1.5 million. All right, well, let's put this into Excel real quick and we'll see what we can figure out. All right, so here we go. We've got the jackpot of $1.35 billion and the cash value, the value today of $659,500. And it says that if they pay you today on $100 million, you'd get like $1.5 million up front. So that means that we're getting about 1.5% of the nominal jackpot value paid out today. And then after that, your annual payments get about 5% bigger per year. And then you get 29 more payments. And so if we fill this out, and then we take a sum of all these annuity payments. So you can see here we've got our initial payment followed by the 29 other payments. And the sum of that is about $1.35 billion. And that's kind of, the math of how these numbers work. Now, the next thing we want to figure out is what's the discount rate? And so the discount rate is going to be the magical rate of return that makes all these future cash flows have a present value equal to the cash value. Now, there's a few different ways to do that. If you want the long, complicated way, what you can do is try to calculate the present value of every one of these future cash flows. And so you take the value, you divide it by 1 plus this rate of return, raised to some time period. And this one would be today. The next year, you would have that cash flow divided by 1 plus this rate of return. And this would be raised to the first power. And let's see, if we drag this on out, this should be raised to the second power. See, is it smart enough? It is not. So the other hack you can do is do this, plug in our time periods here through 29, and then we raise this to this power, and then pull it down. There we go. Now, if we enter in something like 6% here, it will automatically do our time value money. We pull this over and see how close we got. Well, we're too much. So then you can kind of play around with this, and as you change this number and watch, this value, you want it to get close to this. And so if we go to 4%, it's too much. All right, so one way to do that is we set up these formulas. We go in here, we go to data, we go to what if, we go to goal seek. We say, all right, we'll set this sum to 659,500, 1, 2, 3, so 659.5 million by changing this discount rate. Hit OK, and it gives us a discount rate of about 4.42%. So that's one way to solve this problem. There's another one actually, and so if we get rid of all this, we basically say, all right, today we are receiving this much money and we're giving up the cash option. And then in the future, we're getting all these cash flows. And then we can use an IRR function of all these cash flows. And that will also give us the discount rate. These are actually pretty similar methods. The internal rate of return will also give us the same discount rate. So the discount rate here is 4.42%, more or less. You'll notice this number doesn't quite equal 1.35 million. And that's because the way they give you the information, the jackpot's always rounded a little bit. If we wanted to be a bit more careful, we could figure out, what the exact initial value is here. So if we want to make this exactly 1.35 billion, we come up here and then we do another little goal seek, and we set the sum equal to 1.35 billion by, we got a little error up here, so I need to set F34 equal to 1.35 billion by changing the initial cash flow. And since we've got it all built out, there we go. And so once we get these cash flows set so that the sum is exactly equal 1.35 billion, we subtract the cash value up front because that's how much we're giving up today. So this is kind of the net upfront cost of taking the annuity. And then the IRR function will automatically update and give us the new discount rate, which is 4.44%. It's almost exactly the same. So whenever they tell you that 1.35, it's approximate. And so this is kind of the best guess, what is the discount rate that they're using? A little under 4.5%. This ends up being approximately a risk-free rate of return. And we can compare that to, this is essentially a 30-year risk-free investment. Now, if we go out to the Department of Treasury website and we look up the current par yields on 30-year Treasury securities, which are, again, risk-free investments, we see pretty similar rates. So the rates that they're using whenever they give you these numbers on the lottery typically correspond to 30-year risk-free rates. And you see they are pretty close together. Anyway, so there you go. If you've ever wondered how to figure out the discount rate on a lottery payout, that's the way you do it. Nothing to it. If you've got any comments or feedback, as always, feel free to leave them below. Thanks.